Check.
Check.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, Bo Atkins.
Hey, good to be here.
What? It's unusually bright out here today.
It is daytime.
Yeah, it's daytime for sure. Yeah, it looks like you slept in a little bit, brother.
I might have. I don't even know if I got the eye boogers out of my eyes yet.
Yeah.
Could y'all see them?
Now, you look great, my friend. You look great. Welcome to the show.
It's good to be back here at sundown.
Yep.
Sure is.
Well, look, guys. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to HonkyTalk podcast here, sponsored by Sundown Tavern in Ruston, Louisiana. We got a special guest today, Kyle Thomson.
Woo. How y'all doing? Thanks, special. That's the first time I've been called that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm usually called special, but just in another way.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. But anyway, man, dude, thanks for coming out here, and just taking some time and just come and hang out with us.
Man, I appreciate y'all having me. This is a first time for everything, and this is a first for me, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Tell us how you got here this morning, or what happened.
Oh man, well I thought I was late, but I turned out not to be. I was helping some good friend of mine work some cattle, and I said I got to leave at this time, and my alarm went off my phone, and I left it with it. I said I got to go, so I hauled tail up him, going.
The speed limit.
Yeah, going the speed limit, and I guess I was going too much of the speed limit, and old fella got me, but he let me go because I said I had a job interview.
Yeah.
And
we'll find out if you get the job or not at the end of this, you know. But that was very nice of him.
It was I appreciated it a lot. Saved some money.
So you said cattle, like they got. What were you doing?
Well, I during the week I help a good friend of mine. We was actually working a mutual friend of ours cattle this morning, and everybody was late this morning, so we started late. So it's just been a rush all morning. But
Oh yeah.
I do. That's what I work for a good friend of mine on his place, and fool with his cattle and a little bit. I'm brand new to it. I ain't been doing it but just for a few years, but that's what I do. Aside from music, that's what I do during the week right now.
Yeah, cool.
A true cowboy.
I wouldn't go that far yet. We're working on it. We'll try to get there.
Yeah, he'll earn his stripes later. But yeah, man, that's cool, dude. Yeah, I was just telling you. I was telling Kyle over here just yesterday. A bunch of cattle got out on Burgessville, and yeah, my buddy had to go check that out. But yeah, that's crazy, man. So what do? You rope them?
Well, no, I'm brand new to the roping too. I'm still trying to learn that.
Yeah.
Like I said, my good friend Dusty Adcock owns a place in Spearsville where I'm at, and so I work for him and help him, but we're best friends too.
Yeah.
He's trying to get me going. You know, it takes a long time to learn it all, but
yeah.
I'm doing it every day, trying to get better. So
Good,
hopefully,
man.
you know, trying to be a better roper and better cow man, but that's just going to take a lot more time. Like
That's
I said,
right.
I'm still brand new to it, so hopefully one day I can call myself one.
Well, cool deal. well, we got Kyle on here, Kyle Thomson, because throughout the years he's been doing music and been doing really great at it. So we want to just get him here on the Honky Talk podcast and share his story a little bit on. So tell us a little bit how you got into the music scene, something you love to do, or since forever, or.
Well, I started learning how to play guitar at like 14.
Yeah.
And a fella named Bruce Murray out of Junction City up on the Arkansas-Louisiana line taught me how to play. And he got me started and everything, and I played some coffee shops and stuff like that at like 15, kind of just started. And the older I got, that's when I moved to, you know, bars and restaurants and just,
Yeah.
and man, I've been playing shows every weekend for the past probably 10 years now.
Long time.
Probably. And I've been at it a while for a young age, and yeah, I love it. It's just like any other job. You got times you're like, man, I don't feel like I want to play. You know, I do this all the time. But I think that's with anything you do. But I can't complain because it's better than,
Yeah.
you know, I could be doing nothing, but I'm having fun, making more money, making extra money, and having a good time. So
Yeah.
it's so about 10 years now I've been doing it and just slowly trying to branch off in different states.
Yeah.
Like we all are.
Exactly.
And but I always said, you know, if I'm meant to make it, I will. Cool. If I don't make it, also cool.
That's right. But you're working at it.
I have a good
Yeah.
time. If I do this right here, you know, for the rest of my life, just playing local, I'll be happy
Yeah.
because I love doing it.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
And you can make a living at it.
Yeah,
like that, too.
absolutely, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, that's cool, man. You know, hearing about your start and everything. what's some things you kind of experienced in the last 10 years and during your music career that kind of stands out to you?
Man, I tell you, it's changed a lot in the last 5 or 6 years. A lot of more people are coming into it. Every time you turn around, there's somebody playing a guitar, singing somewhere, somebody new all the time. So it's getting a little tougher, to stay in the rhythm and stay playing everywhere. You got to stay on top of it more. I used to not have to really stay on top of it, but now I got to. It's like a day job too. Every day I'm constantly having to contact and make sure I'm still in the loop because everybody's doing it. And there's a lot of really good people coming out of the woodworks, and there's only so many places to play. So it gets tough. That's why we're trying to branch out and do some more. But as far as anything that stands out, nothing really major besides just the market is getting more flooded with musicians and stuff, which is nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing. I do like the fact that ever since that Zach Top fella come out, traditional country is starting to make a comeback, I believe.
That's right.
So that's good for me. That's what we.
Well, I was about to say, that's kind of like your style.
That's what we mainly do. So I'm really loving that. So it seems like more people are liking it and stuff. But I don't know. It's just one of them things. I don't even try to worry about the future no more because I don't have no clue what it's going to do.
Yeah,
that's right.
Don't
worry about it. Just do it.
Yep. Keep rolling. Try to get ahead as much as you can.
Yeah, that's right, man. What's some of the places that you kind of like? One of the coolest places you played at?
Oh man. Well, like I was saying earlier, I got to, and I wasn't even supposed to play there. I got to play the Stockyards at Fort Worth at a bar over there, a saloon, Filthy McNasty's.
Yeah, that's right.
And I wasn't even supposed to play there. I just walked in there, and a fella was playing, and we talked, and I ended up playing 15 or 20 songs on stage that night. Place was packed, and it was a good time. So that was probably the most memorable because I wasn't even supposed to be there. It just kind of happened. And that was the most memorable thing. When I was, 17 or 18, Hank Jr. come to El Dorado, if I'm not mistaken, and before his show, they had a 2-band deal up on the square, and we got to play it, and I had like an 8-piece band at that time.
God.
And looking back now, I was terrible. Yeah. Looking back now, I was like, oh my God, no wonder they didn't ask us to come back and play.
With an 8-piece band?
Yeah, it was a lot. We had piano players and drummers and all the basic stuff and a bunch of exotic instruments. We had a big band at one time.
Wow.
And we named it Shadow Hill because that's where we got together and practiced off Shadow Hill Road, south of El Dorado, at my bass player's house. And after a little while, I was like, we sound like an alternative rock band, Shadow Hill. I was like, that don't sound
country.
That don't sound right. And my bass player, Tony, he was wanted to, we got to rename the band. He said, let's name it the Kyle Thomson Band. I said, no, I don't want to be.
Yeah, right.
I ain't trying to be the center of attention. He was like, well, it's catchy. I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, it's simple, I guess, but I ain't trying to. And a week later, I showed up to practice. His trailer, he went and had it stenciled, the Kyle Thomson Band. I said, well, all right, you made that decision for me, and we've run with it ever since, But,
well, that's cool, man. Yeah, that's very cool. But man, an 8-piece band. I don't think I've ever played with anybody with 8-piece.
It's too much. It's too complicated. Keeping everybody doing right is just if something goes off, it turns into a nightmare. If somebody misses something, everybody goes. It's I don't recommend it. It was not.
Everybody's turned around looking at each other like, hey, who missed that chord?
Yeah, loved all the people, but just too much going on. Yeah, it was. Sure was.
Did you have a steel?
I did not have a steel. See, I had the privilege.
Tell us who
I had a piano player, harmonica player, bass, 2 leads, myself, another just guy playing acoustic guitar.
Golly.
It may have only been 7 now that I'm thinking
That's
about it.
That's a lot of guitars.
No, and we had another singer that she just sang, a female singer. So 8 of us.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
That's huge.
We didn't make no money.
Of course
This day and age, it's hard to make money with a 2-piece.
Yeah, I mean, by the time we split it up, here's $10. I enjoyed it,
Basically, if you brought the equipment, you lost money.
Oh yeah. It was. I ain't gonna go back to that. That was too much. Too much going on.
Have you ever seen that post that was coming up through Facebook? It had a picture of some jeans, and it had that little bitty pocket at the top.
Yeah.
And it said, I'm a musician. This is where I keep my money.
Yeah, that's so true, actually. That's so true. I had a question for you, actually. Do you have any music out?
I don't, man.
Okay.
That has been the number one thing people ask me all the time. You know, you got Spotify, you got all this stuff. I said I don't. I mean, I've wrote songs, through the years, of course, but
Yeah.
when I'm finally interested in recording some stuff, and man, I seen the price of what it costs to really do a song right and put it out and stuff. I said, man, I ain't got that extra money to spend.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna eventually just put out a single, try to get it on Spotify, and then just let something be out there, and ride until I can get the money to do more.
I know a guy that can help you with that.
Yeah. He mentioned something about a home studio there.
Yeah.
I was like,
well,
well,
look, man, that's kind of like what we've been kind of experiencing over the last, I guess, time frame here in the last few years is that people have been going to, like, they'll release a single, like, every few months or something.
Yeah.
But, yes, it does get pricey.
Yeah.
But that's just
part of it.
It's part of it, man. Yeah. But, well, cool. But my next question was, like, what do you plan to do here? Because I know people want to hear stuff and everything, but I know you'll be playing a song later.
Yeah.
For people to kind of hear and stuff. But what's your upcoming gigs look like here in the next few weeks?
Man, I'd have to get out my phone and look. Friday we'll be up in Pickens, Arkansas, up in the north part of the state, playing a new saloon, HonkyTalk. My bass player booked it. I don't even remember the name of it. It's just a new place, and so we'll be up there. And I got private stuff here and there, which is always fun. But man, for the next till August into September, we ain't got a free Friday or Saturday.
Oh, wow. You're booked.
I'm booked up solid for 2 solid.
Well, where
3
can they
months.
find all that information?
Right now, all we got is Facebook, the Kyle Thomson Band Facebook page.
Okay.
We post everything on that. I got to get more tech savvy. Everybody's telling me get a TikTok. I'm gonna have to break down and do that because everybody does. I'm gonna have to break down and do all this more stuff. But it's crazy. Been doing it a long time, but just now, how the world is now and how everything's on your phone and on social media, you got to keep up with that stuff to stay known and stay recognized. So I got to get with the program.
Yeah.
But
What about the? I would say they brought up TikTok. I was talking with a lady the other day, and she said, "Oh my God, Bo, I saw you on TikTok." I said, "Girl, Susan," I said, "I thought that was you on there." And she's like, "Yeah, I've been following you or whatever." She said, "Well, how?" She was asking me about TikTok and things like that. And I said, "Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a huge fan of it because people are like, you got to do more. You got to catch the audience, right? I'm like, I'm too old to run naked. You know what I mean? Like, that's already been done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how do you keep impressing people?
Yeah, right.
She goes, you don't. Maybe it's time we just get back to basics and just let your voice and your song be the video.
That's right.
Yeah. And I was like,
we were talking in the
I agree.
alley.
maybe it needs to go back down to normalcy.
Yeah.
I agree.
Everything's been so crazy.
it's getting too crazy.
Right.
Yeah,
Now you just
yeah.
need to go back, just somebody sitting in front of you, just have
Right.
hear your face and the voice and the guitar, just play the song.
And
that's all you do.
And I like this right here. This is a podcast, basically. That's
Yeah.
what it is. And that's been very popular lately. And I done got to where I listen to several of them driving down the road instead of listening to the radio.
That's exactly
I
right.
listen so like this stuff going on. This is new, but I like it. Like it's cool. I like listening to what people's got to say and talking about certain subjects like everything. So I think the podcast thing's always going to be cool.
That's
from
right.
now.
And like kind of what I explained like earlier, it's like why we do this is like we started the HonkyTalk podcast. It's obviously rooted in musician basis, but it's about community and hearing the background stories and the life of musicians that people don't get to see. And we
Yep.
get to share that online with the community on all these social media platforms. We also get to support, local restaurants because we've been mobile here lately. We're finally back home here at the Sundown Tavern.
Ooh, it's good to be home.
It's good to be home. But we've been traveling a little bit. We went through our Nashville thing. We went up to the winery. Now we're back here at home base, and big shout out to them and all those other places. But that's what it's about, man. It's
Thirsty
just,
Farmer.
Yeah, Thirsty Farmer. Yeah, I'm saying it's just that's kind of why we're doing all this, and it's great because you get to share your story.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
And everything. So we definitely appreciate you coming on here. But so yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen you play, and I know you from Facebook. I think I met you like one time at K&M. But that, we all as musicians around here, local musicians, we're trying to stick together. And
Oh, for sure, you got to.
invite
You got to.
everybody in we can get.
And we never get to hear each other play.
Yeah, that's what we was
We're
talking
all
about
busy,
earlier.
we're all at
Yeah.
other places.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Trey earlier. We was talking, man, I've been meaning to come see you, but
Yeah.
you strumming and singing the same time we all, you know, I am. So
Yeah,
I can't get out and listen. You know, I've been wanting to go listen to a lot of local people. You know,
Yeah.
but I just
And just being honest from my point of view too, it's like a lot of times where I do have a night off, I'm trying to have a night off.
That's right.
do
You
nothing.
don't want to go to bar.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah, because I think maybe a common misconception of, and it could be once you get to a certain level, you know, they're out there doing what they want, you know, once you get in a certain price range. But if you're in our price range right now, it's just like, you know, we're running our own businesses.
Yeah.
And so we got to have that, you know, we got that mindset. And so
And it's a full-time job. It's not just
Yeah.
playing gigs. It's booking, marketing,
Independent contractors
independent.
yeah, that's exactly right.
is
So
what it is basically. You
that's
know.
exactly right. It takes a lot of work, a lot of time, and so even on my off days, I'm working on that, you know. So working on promoting and calling people, trying to get gigs. We talked
Yeah.
about that earlier.
Yeah,
Trying to
yeah.
get people on the phone.
Yeah, and it's hard to get people on. It's hard
Yeah.
to talk to because I don't want to text. I want to pick up that phone, ring, and talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Well, that's impossible
Yeah.
now. Like,
And you can't get
hardly
offended
do
when
it.
they don't return it because they're always busy.
Oh, I
Yeah.
understand they're
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah,
but
you know.
but when you can,
Exactly.
you know, when you can.
Yeah.
This is what you do. If you can't get a hold of them, you ride over there and pin them up at the bar.
Hey, that's what I've actually took dates, and see, that's the thing. Like sometimes you can't go like during the week because they won't be open. A lot of places we play,
Yeah.
so you got to like catch like a late Thursday.
Yeah.
And yeah, go. I had that, and that's how when I first got it going around Monroe and West Monroe, because I always played up in Arkansas and stuff for years, and never got down to this town. And I got down here, and I was like, man, there's a lot of places to play.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But the only way I could get in there was I had to take a day and go
That's right.
drive to every
That's
single
exactly
place.
what I've done.
And
Well,
yeah,
that's exactly what I was like. Another thing I was thinking about while we were talking, it's like when we get our days off, we're networking. Bo's been really great at that, about connecting with people and talking to people and everything to get people on the show. So it's like, and even Bo Smith right here, man. It's
Yeah.
like he's like, man, you know Kyle, and I was like, yeah. I was like, you know, I've seen him a couple times, and I've met him a couple times. You know, like I don't know how many, but
right.
because like you said, you mentioned that you saw me in El Dorado, you know.
Yeah, so
and so
at
I
Music
was
Fest.
at the
Yeah.
Music Fest,
Mhm.
yeah, and I was like, yeah, and yeah, button up in a cowboy hat, dude. I could see you walking down the street from a mile
Yeah, I
away.
stand out. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, yeah. In our business, it could be both, but yeah, man, it's just crazy how much work it takes to do this.
It really does, and a lot of people don't understand that. And it takes a lot of, like you said, it takes a lot of time, takes a lot of staying on it. You can't just be lazy with it. You've got to, and you can be lazy with it and play once a month.
Well, sure. My
You know,
dad actually gave me a wake up call last year. I was basically just doing music full time, barely working a daytime job and everything, but I wasn't doing the necessary actions it took to grow the business.
Right.
And so he said, man, he's like, look, if you had a regular job, he's like, you're working at least 40 hours or so, even part time, like 30 hours or whatever. And he said, if you would apply that to your music business, how much would it grow? And I was like, man, I didn't even think about that.
That's right. And you know, one thing about that is, to me, it's a hobby that become a career.
That's right.
And you think of it as having fun and all that kind of stuff. You know,
Yeah,
you're having
yeah.
fun, you're going out and playing, and you're getting paid. But when you leave your full-time job and you become a full-time musician, that's when your mind's got to click and say, hey, I got to treat this like a business. I got to get up every day, work, do booking, marketing. And then, but we all think of it as a good time and fun. And then all of a sudden, when you start doing what you love for a career, that's when it becomes a business. And you're like,
exactly right.
because I thought of it, you know, as having a good time going to play. I'm like, well, I can make money. I'm making more money than what I would make at a regular job.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's possible. It's possible to do, and that's what I love about these young guys coming up right now. Like you said, like Zach Top, he's like 22 years old or something. And you were talking about returning to simple things and everything. We were kind of discussing that.
Yeah.
I saw him on TikTok like right before he got like famous, and it was these. What he was doing this song? Sounds like the radio.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He was sitting down on a swing or something, playing an acoustic guitar, letting his guitar and his voice do the thing. And then next thing you know, bro, like a week later, millions of
yeah.
views. Boom,
Yep.
blowing up. Now he's got this record deal. And it was like, and he didn't do nothing like as far as production except be consistent in media and then do his thing. And that's why I love seeing like your stuff on like TikTok, like the fishing song. I saw that again on Facebook today. It popped up on my feed.
I shared it yesterday.
Oh, I think that's why.
Thank you, Bo.
Yeah, I think I saw that, and it was. I was like, man, it was great. And so when I see you playing, especially at you posted a video at Board and Bottle.
Yeah.
Or no, Ramona did.
Oh, Ramona
Yeah,
did. Yeah.
Ramona posted that, and it was what you doing, Poncho and Lefty or something?
Oh yeah. I remember her. I opened my eyes and I didn't know she was filming me.
Yeah.
When I opened my eyes, it was like,
Yeah. Yeah, but see, like stuff like that, it's not overly produced or anything, and it sounded great. And I see actually, I looked up your profile on Facebook and saw your stuff, man.
Yeah.
And it's just like, let that speak for it, you know.
Yeah.
And
I tell you, that Zach Top guy, I didn't know till later, everything's coming out about him. He's bluegrass. He's originally bluegrass.
That's right. Yeah,
I'm like, well,
bluegrass.
that explains how
It's
awesome of a player you are. That's what
Yes.
caught my attention. I mean, he's got a great voice, but just how he can, like
Yeah.
watching them videos before he got famous, he'd be in his work clothes, sitting in his house or whatever. I mean, just like
Yeah.
he was playing them songs and hitting all them licks and picking and runs perfect. I'm like, dang, this son could play one. I met him in Shreveport. This is like, I guess about 2 years ago before he just blew up, and he was opening up for Steelwoods. I love the Steelwoods. I'm
Dude,
a huge fan.
I'm a big fan of the
Yeah,
Steelwoods.
love them guys. And I watched him open for Cody Jenks in Texarkana first, and I love Cody Jenks, but Steelwoods should not have opened for Cody Jenks because they rocked the house down.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Cody's more kind of stand still.
That's exactly
good
right.
So it was
Yeah.
like they should have swapped it over. But when I went to see Steelwoods in the Shreveport last time, just not long ago, Zach was opening for him, just acoustic. Well, I missed Zach's show because I didn't know who he was. I was just going for the Steelwoods. So
Yeah.
I got there late, walked in there, and I was walking up the stairs, and I seen Zach standing there because I remember what he looked like from,
Yeah.
Videos. That tall son.
He's tall. He's very
and
tall.
I was like,
Is
that's
he
that.
really?
I said, that's
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's like probably
Yeah, he's
6'5",
Yeah.
6'4", probably.
Dude,
something
he's
like
taller than me.
that. Yeah, he's tall.
Is he really?
Yes.
He looked
Big old
short
top.
on the video.
I
didn't
know.
he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
no,
He's a big old tall son of a gun.
Maybe it was
long
that
way.
big stage. Wasn't he on the Opry not too long ago?
Oh yeah, he was
Yeah.
on the Opry. Yeah.
And I walked up there and I seen him and I was like, that's the dude I seen off Instagram or Facebook
that's
or whatever.
right. Yeah,
his
you're
video.
like, bro, that's him.
And I walked up to him and I said, hey, you Zach? He was like, yes, sir. He was just out there,
Yeah.
with the folks, you
Yeah.
know.
He's
And
very
shook
normal.
I shook his hand. I was talking to him there for a little while. We just bullshitting. I was like, well, you dressed up in your outfit? What's your history? Yeah. Oh, my family. Apparently, his family owned a cattle farm up in Washington, and
Yeah.
I did respect his answer. He said, and he said it on interviews. He said, well, apparently he wasn't good at it, so he started playing music.
Yeah.
I really respect his attitude
Yeah.
about it. But
Yeah.
we was just kind of just talking, carrying on there, and I said, well, I shook his hand. I said, I got to get in here and see them, but man, I wish you the best. I
Yeah.
like what you, I like
Yeah.
what you got going on here.
Yeah.
And then a few months later,
Boom.
boom.
You wish you'd have stayed and talked to him more, didn't you?
I was like, he ain't even gonna remember me. That's the sad part.
Yeah. Well, we'll tag Zach Top and see if he sees this.
Yeah, we
Zach,
have to.
Hey, look,
It was
Zach,
one of our
Zach,
friends.
Zach, this is a word, man. If you remember your boy Kyle Thompson, just drop a like and a share, man.
Yeah, we appreciate you bringing
if he
back
does,
traditional
the
country.
thousands of people he meets now,
Yeah, well, you never know. So if you make an impression, you make an
yeah,
impression.
Yeah.
Hey, but you said he was from his family had a.
Washington.
Yeah,
I
Washington.
believe.
State?
Yeah, I believe so.
That's where his family's from, really?
I believe so. Yeah.
At least that's where the cattle farm was.
He's up there. It's some pretty country up there.
Heck
Beautiful,
yeah, I know. It's crazy. You don't think about bluegrass. I think
You
about
think of Kentucky?
Yeah,
Credence.
yeah.
Credence
Clearwater.
Clearwater.
Yeah, CCR.
Yeah, but man, he can burn the strings off one now.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like him and Billy Strings.
Yeah,
like
both-
when they
both
got on
Billy.
stage together,
dude.
when they got on stage together, and I'm just like, man, they both keep it up. I mean, Zach's keeping up with him.
Dude,
Like,
no,
they would.
they're like that. Man.
Yeah, man, it was awesome.
Do you think that he's Alan Jackson's son?
Yeah.
Well, no, but it is funny how Alan apparently had a show up there in his hometown
The day he
9
was
months
conceived.
9 months before. Yeah, 9 months before he was born. That's all cool and funny and everything, but no, I think Alan I mean, who knows? Alan may have run around now back in a lot. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he's been happily married for a while.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
He's been happily married for a while. Alan Jackson also.
And his wife is a bombshell, or she used to be. Denise, she's a workout lady or whatever.
Yeah, I figured out he's been married longer than Zach's been alive, so I doubt that.
Yeah,
You know.
that's right. Yeah, he's a young cat. That's
Just
for sure.
media drama.
He ran until the transom got rotten.
That's good. That's good. If you don't laugh at that,
something wrong with
you're just too stuck up.
There's always got to be a train.
Well, we hear that train a coming.
I think it's time to get some lunch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We got to get that lunch special.
We got to get that lunch special.
Did you
That's
see
right.
the special out there?
No, I ran in here because I was running late, guys. Daddy, sorry. I'm sorry I let y'all down.
Well, look, guys, welcome to the HonkyTalk podcast, and we'll be right back. We're going to come back, and we're going to let you know about that special coming up. And it's something really special because it is Peach Fest here in Ruston 2025. Peach Fest is this Saturday, June 7th. We got stuff going all week, especially up here at the Sundown. So let's go ahead and we'll get that special going. Welcome back to the Sundown Tavern. It is a beautiful day here.
Beautiful.
During Peach Fest week here at the Sundown Tavern in Ruston, Louisiana. Who we have joining us today, very special guest, Corey Brewer.
Oh, the man, the myth, the legend.
That's right, the mind behind the madness and everything. Thanks for coming for the special break. Tell us a little bit about what we got going on here, man.
So,
No, just pull that to your mouth.
Oh,
yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Test. Yep. So Sundown's known for turkey melts.
Yep.
So the owner Heath wanted to do something, a little spin on that, so came up with a prosciutto peach melt.
Okay.
So it's pretty much fancy turkey melt,
Fancy turkey melt. So,
but no turkey.
Yeah, right.
Prosciutto.
So it's the. So tell us a little bit about the sauce.
So I've been playing around with it for like a week, and originally made it with just like mayonnaise, that how turkey melt comes, and it just wasn't peachy enough, so decided to make a peach mayo.
Wow.
So just pureed some peaches, mix it with mayo,
Sweet.
give it an extra little pop. So
Sweet. Okay. Well, look, I wanted to do kind of a live thing to where we taste it for the first time. I haven't had it. Neither of these guys. I know Corey's had it probably. He's
couple times.
Couple times. So I'm gonna take a bite of this and make sure to get the sauce. So let's take a bite and let's just see what we think.
See what it tastes
I'll
like.
close my eyes.
But look, it looks very good.
Kind of like one of those charcuterie boards, but on a sandwich.
Yeah, it's delicious. It's kind of
Wow.
like bacon.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a ham, so
Yeah.
just a cured ham.
Wow. I'm trying not to smack in the mic.
It's hard not to with that.
I don't know why more people aren't here right now at the Sundown Tavern getting the lunch special.
It's all week too, right?
Yeah, so we started today, Monday, and then we'll go until Saturday, and hopefully we don't run out
I know.
by that evening or whatnot.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
What
I'm
about the wings?
Oh, well, that's right. That's right.
yeah, so on Wednesday we'll start doing a spicy peach wing, and that'll be kind of designed it to do for the HonkyTalk.
Yeah.
Monty Russell
That's right.
and friends or whatnot.
Yeah, that's right.
Monty,
Hippie.
Monty loves his wings, so
Yeah.
thought no better day to start doing that versus doing it all week, do a little special towards the weekend. So
Yeah, absolutely.
When,
Absolutely.
when Monty eats wings here, I thought he dyed his beard.
Yeah. Hey, the wings are
Yeah.
excellent here. I usually get them every time. When we're not doing this, I usually get the wings. They're just excellent.
And I've never had nothing bad here.
Nope.
Sundown Tavern, daily lunch special.
Yep.
Y'all got to get up here. Get your booties up here. Come out, support the Sundown if you live in this area. Every day. Dentists, secretaries, doctor's offices, whatever. Firemen. Bring the fire truck up here.
Yep.
Get the Dalmatian. Come inside.
Yep. We want to see it.
We want to see you here at Sundown.
That's right, we do. And I love this week. Peach Fest going on this weekend. Lot of great stuff, and I'm so happy that y'all came out with a couple of specials this week. It's like a 2-for-1er. So if you don't want the kind of the melt thing and you want wings, come this Wednesday. and they'll have it ready for you. But this was excellent. I love the peach in it.
Appreciate you.
It really lingers in the aftertaste a little bit, and I just really like that. So
It's really good.
Very peachy.
very peachy. It's just peachy. It's rustin' peachy. But anyway, let's get back to our normal program, I guess. All right, go.
It's the HonkyTalk podcast.
It's honkies with a K.
What? Good tones.
Yep, absolutely. So
Get your butt up to Sundown, the Sundown Tavern.
Ruston, Louisiana.
Ruston.
So, guys, it is a beautiful day out here. Just on the patio.
On the patio.
We've been doing it on the stage because the weather hasn't been great, and today we decided to do it out here because it's absolutely beautiful. Sunshine, clear blue skies. We're out here at the desert.
A little hot out here.
We're in Moab.
And we got Kyle Thomson with us.
Thank y'all for having me.
We drug him out here. Thank you, Kyle, for
Speeding out here.
just speeding your butt way over here.
Oh, yeah, it was speeding. Yeah.
Well, look, he paid for the whole speedometer.
I mean, drew attention from local authorities, sped so fast down here.
But he was going to a job interview.
That's right.
That's what I told him.
Yeah.
It
Well,
worked.
Kyle, so tell us about this. So, music-wise, who are your influences, or what made you want to play music?
Oh, man, I ain't really got an answer on what made me want to play. Just always loved to sing, And somebody said you ought to play an instrument. And what got me was I asked, I think my dad or something, for a guitar. He said, you ain't going to play it, son. You're going to have it for 5 minutes and put it down, which I understand a lot of people did. Well, that made me want to
Yeah.
play it then, and, so I started.
Right.
I actually bought my first guitar from my brother. He got it for Christmas, wanted to learn how to play. And he fooled with it a little bit, learned a little bit, and put it down, never fooled with it. About 5 years later, I said, I want to buy that guitar from you. He said, I'll sell it to you for what they paid for it. I'm like, it was a gift to you? Well, I ain't paid, I ain't got that. And a few months later, I asked him again. He said, I'll take what's in your wallet for it. And I had a $10 bill.
No way.
And I bought this just an Ibanez, $300 brand new guitar. But, man, that's what taught me how to play, and that's what I played on for years and years and years until I bought that Taylor. And, but as far as influences singers-wise, if I just got to pick, which, it's going out of style, but Gary Stewart, he didn't have a bad song. I love his style of music. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of him, Red Steagall. I don't know if you ever heard that name. He's an old cowboy poet, but he does a lot of songs, old man now. Stuff like that, and I always grew up on, of course, Waylon and Willie and Merle. And Marty Robbins was a big one. Really, I'm a type of person, I like everything. I like every style of music if I can understand it. If I can't understand what you're saying, I don't like it. It's like Screamo or something like that. If I can't understand what you're saying, I don't like it personally. But, I ain't got nothing against any of the music. Of course, I got my preference, which is 50s and 60s country.
That's right.
But I will listen to all of it. I will play all of it. There's some stuff I refuse to play just because I dislike it that much, but everybody's got their personal preference. But I would have to, if I had to pick one person, I guess that I just like more than anybody. Oof. It'd have to be Gary Stewart, probably. I'd have to go with Gary. He didn't have a bad song. Every one of his songs were.
So when you hear Gary Stewart, that makes you want to,
Yeah. So
you kind of be like, hey, man, it inspires you to
Yeah,
try to,
yeah. And that was the thing with songwriting. I've wrote some songs, but when I started writing, I've had writer's block for the past 5 or 6 years. I'll sit down and I'll try, and nothing will come. I don't know. I was pouring them out left and right at 15, but at 15 you don't know nothing. Yeah. Right. You didn't live through life. You didn't have no life experiences. So it was harder, and I was all about, I'm going to write and play what I've lived, like the old school guys said. And I've always been like that. Well, you don't really experience a lot of life. You ain't got a lot of stories at that age. Yeah. So now...
Unless you're raised up at an orphanage.
Fair. That's fair. But...
The fair's in October.
Oh, is it? I don't think I've ever been to a fair. I may have. I don't know.
Stop. Go ahead.
No. Anyway.
Sorry for the interruption.
I don't even remember what I was saying now. Hold on.
We was talking about Gary Stewart inspires you to
writing songs and stuff. Yeah.
Writer's block.
I just ain't really got a whole lot of life experience to sing about true, real things. You know, if I sing my own, I'll cover anything, but if I'm gonna write a song and sing it, I'm gonna make sure everything in that song is true, either happened to me or maybe telling a story about a friend.
Yeah.
You know, I got a lot of friends that, were, they worked ranches and stuff when they was younger, and they lived in the bars, and they lived on horseback, and they got stories out the world, man. And I've always told them, I want to sit down with y'all and turn these stories, bar fights, anything else, they'll be telling a story for 30 minutes. I said, I want to put these stories in a song.
Yeah. Or at least
And
write
they,
them down.
and they would
Yeah.
kill. They would do awesome.
Yeah.
But just put them in a rhythm, rhyming way.
That's
Yeah,
right.
You,
Yeah.
can, you can take the real life events and embellish it really,
Yeah.
really good there, and just have a great song. You can go in. It's just your imagination or whatever you want to write about.
Oh man! Hey, speaking of, have y'all heard the new Lainey Wilson song "Somewhere Over Laredo"?
Parts of it, bits and pieces.
I've heard pieces of it.
Bruh, it's been on repeat in my truck. I just been feeling good about myself. And look, if y'all haven't heard this song, it's Lainey Wilson, "Somewhere Over Laredo." Beautiful song. Shout out Lainey, my girl. If she hears this,
Should just give us a like.
like, share, comment.
Just
Holla.
She only lives an hour or so from
Yeah.
us. Or
Just
used to live.
Baskin, Louisiana.
just touch it. Just touch the like. Just
Just holler at us. Holler at us. We'd love to have you on the show.
Show us some love.
Mr. Brian Wilson, which was Laney's daddy.
Yeah.
Like I said, my good friend Dusty
oh Dusty.
Brian was his banker, because he was a banker.
Yeah.
And Dusty has known them. He said, man, last time I seen Laney, she was that tall.
Yeah.
And they always dealt with horses and stuff like that, so they always knew each other.
Yep.
And I thought that was pretty cool. He was telling me, like, yeah, I've known Mr. Brian forever. He's got me out of a lot of binds.
That's right. That's right. That's
But,
right.
So are you working on studio? We before we was talking about the studio and recording. We're talking about the cost, of studio and recording, and it can be very expensive. Well, expensive as how high you want it to go, it could go. Do you have any plans? You do have a plan, but we got to get you in the studio. And what do you have anything like you've written that you'd like to record?
well, like I was telling Trey earlier, I've got some songs that I've wrote, but the older I get, I look back, and I don't really like them. Because
Okay.
there wasn't no, I don't know the word, there wasn't no really a lot of thought and a lot of stuff in it. It was just kind of, all the songs I wrote was in 5 minutes.
Sure.
And they'd have 2 verses, a bridge, and 2 choruses.
Right.
Like they'd be a
Sometimes
full
that's
song.
That's the best one.
True, but looking
Sometimes.
back now, and I tell you, a lot of them I forgot because, like an idiot, I wrote them all on my phone. I didn't put pen to paper.
And you lost your phone.
So when you lost your phone,
Yeah.
I lost so many songs, and at that time I wasn't really doing a lot of music. I kind of was taking like a year break. I wasn't
Sure.
really full with, and a lot of them left the country. And I can remember just bits and pieces of some of them. I still got some I remember fully, and I'll play on stage sometime. But I just personally, I got to go back and tweak them.
Yeah.
Because they just ain't.
That's
Well,
what
that
they're
I'm
there
not.
for.
Yeah, I'm not satisfied with them.
well, that helps with getting somebody to write with too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when you write with somebody, it's also a critic right there, kind of judging your song back, because they may go, oh, well, let's do it like this.
That's right.
But it's in a good way.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you're both working on it together, which makes a co-write sometimes.
Dramatic pause.
Honky Talk podcast.
I think Bo Atkins just
Down, down, down,
Off the
down,
train.
down, 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 down.
Well, we are Railroad Park.
And we can make a lot more jokes out of that, but we're gonna try to keep it PG-13.
That's right. That's right. So,
Did you get distracted?
music, studio, recording.
Yes. So you're the songs you write, you're not really happy with or whatnot. But we was talking about the
Yep.
co-writes and stuff. And that's what helps a lot. Having that person there to kind of help you write. So I'm ready to hear his ass sing.
I am too, actually. Yeah, live, because like we mentioned before, we never get to hear each other out on the town.
Right.
We're
We
always
heard.
busy.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So this is our time to have our very own Kyle Thomson concert.
At the Sundown Tavern.
Yeah, but look, man, we look forward to continuing this relationship. Look forward to hearing your songs kind of mature as like you've matured as a musician.
I appreciate that.
And see it in your songwriting. So, but thanks for coming on the show. And let's hear some let's hear some Kyle Thomson.
Let's get some Kyle Thomson. Y'all go follow him on Facebook and check him out. Look him up, Google him, find out where he's playing, anything. Kyle Thomson Band. We're at the Sundown. Bo?
Take us out.
We'll see you on the Sundown stage.
HonkyTalk Podcast.
It's Honkies with a K.
Back roads of this county cross like the laces on my boots, and I've been running them down since I was able to. I left home at 19, swore I was never going back. Nights like this, I wish that's where I was at. Slow poking down a blacktop, cutting ties on a white rod. There's a party on a dead-end road, and we're just hoping that the cops don't show. Somebody else looking for a fight. It's gonna be that kind of night. When I get too far from home, I go find me a back room. Well, I remember the summer that I turned 16. I made out with a girl in the back of her hatchback Chevrolet, and I drank my first beer on the Louisiana state line. My first time seeing the other side, slow poking down a blacktop, cutting tires on a white rock. There's a party on a dead-end road, we're just hoping that the cops don't show. Somebody else looking for a fight. It's gonna be that kind of night. When I get too far from home, I go find me